Hi, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on garage insurance. My name is Jacob Cole. I'm the marketing coordinator here at CID. Today, Teresa Cochran, our commercial underwriter, will be sharing her expertise and helping you better understand how to insure your garage risks. So before I pass it off to her, I wanted to quickly go over the logistics of this webinar. As you can tell, you're all muted, but there's a chat feature, so you can type your questions in at any time and we'll answer them throughout the webinar. Also, a short survey will pop up after the webinar, so you can help us improve these webinars for you. And we appreciate you taking the time to fill that out. And without further ado, I'll pass it off to Teresa.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Teresa Cochran, and I am the garage underwriter here at CID Insurance. So here's a list of the top garage risks that I see across my desk. From this list, I have picked 3 classes of business that we will focus on. We'll be starting with repair shops. When you receive a call requesting a quote, or you're in the field meeting with a repair shop owner, these are some questions that you should be asking to get a good understanding of their business. How long have they been in business? Do they have coverage? Any losses? These questions will help me to determine what markets I have available and what credits are available for me to apply while I'm quoting. What types of vehicles are they working on, and what types of repair work are they offering? The garage application does a great job of breaking down the different repair classes, so the garage app would be a great tool to have on hand while gathering information. We do have a garage application available on our website if you need one. You should also be asking, are all repairs done at the garage location, or are they performing mobile repairs? Any pickup or delivery of customer autos? These are all potential driving exposures that we need to identify. How are the autos kept overnight? Are they kept inside the building, in a fenced-in lot, or an open lot? Are they parked on the street? These answers will determine what type of Garagekeepers coverage we can offer and theft eligibility. Lastly, how many owners do they have? This includes inactive owners. How many part-time and full-time employees are there? And what coverage are they looking for? Garage liability is rated on the number of owners, inactive owners, employees, and anyone who has access to a covered vehicle. So it is very important to obtain this information. The first example I have is a general automotive repair risk working on private passenger vehicles. There is 1 owner and 3 full-time employees. They've been in business with no prior coverage. There's no pickup or delivery exposure, and all work is done at their garage location. I would go one step further with my questioning to find out why they are looking for coverage. Did they suffer loss? Have they not been able to afford insurance? Or maybe their landlord is requesting them to get coverage. The answer will help you find out what's driving them to get a policy and how price sensitive they may be. Let's say in this case that the repair shop owner had mistakenly put a dent in a customer's vehicle. He had to cover the expenses to get the vehicle fixed since he didn't have any insurance coverage in place, and figured it would be to his benefit to now get coverage in force in case anything like this were to happen again. Being that this is a standard repair shop, recommending garage liability, which is general liability coverage for a garage risk, Garagekeepers coverage, which covers the customer's vehicle while it is in the client's care, custody, and control, and some property coverage, such as business personal property and business income, would be good options to discuss with the client. There are 2 Garagekeepers coverage options available, legal liability and direct primary, which are defined on this slide. Each carrier has their own guidelines when it comes to which coverage can be offered, but most base it on what type of lot protection they have. If they have an open lot or share a parking lot with other businesses, they may only be eligible for legal liability coverage, whereas a repair shop that keeps overnight vehicles inside their building or in a fenced-in lot that is not shared with other businesses may be eligible for direct primary coverage. The lot protection question is asked on the garage application. So going through the garage app with your client or getting familiar with the questions asked on the garage application is a great way to help gather the information needed. The next example is not your standard repair shop. They are a mobile repair business working on heavy trucks. The owner has many years of experience in this field and recently decided to start his own business. The owner will only have one part-time employee since he is just starting up. All work will be done at the customer's location, so there is no pickup or delivery exposure. The owner said he needs garage liability, but is not sure what other coverages he may need. So being a seasoned garage expert, you'll recommend Garagekeepers coverage since he will have customer vehicles in his care, custody, and control. He may need commercial auto for his own commercial vehicle that he uses to drive around from job to job. And in the marine coverage would be a good option to discuss in order to cover the tools and equipment he brings with him to his job sites. Please remember to use the chat function if you have any questions. The last case study we will review is a used auto dealership. The questions to ask the client are slightly different from what we discussed for repair shops. How long have they been in business? Do they have coverage? Any losses? What types of autos are being sold and to whom? For example, are they selling motorcycles, private passenger vehicles, heavy trucks, or RVs? Are they selling to the general public, to other dealerships, or trying to find a specific vehicle for their client? If they are selling to the general public, they are considered a retail auto dealership. If they are selling to other dealerships, they would be considered a wholesale auto dealer. And if they are finding a specific vehicle for a client, they are an auto broker. These next 2 points are especially important because this is how I rate for the risk. A complete list of all owners, inactive owners, employees, and drivers. Whom is a furnished driver, and how many dealer plates do they have? Please note that a furnished driver is someone that drives vehicles off the lot for personal use. Next, we have lot protection, key controls, and finding out what coverages they are looking for. We already touched on lot protection, but not key controls. The carrier wants to make sure the keys for all for sale autos are locked up in a secure location. And this question is also asked on the garage application. So in this last example, the client is a used auto dealership that is selling to the general public. We have a nice split out of the employees and their job duties. The owner's spouse is a furnished driver, and even though she is not active in the business, it is important to list her on the garage application so we can account for her driving exposure. The dealership owns the building, has 2 years of prior coverage, and is in need of several coverages. Garage liability, dealer's physical damage, which provides coverage for the client vehicle inventory, Garagekeepers, dealer's E&O, false pretense, uninsured motorist, building, and business personal property. You may be asking why a dealership would need Garagekeepers coverage. They would add this on to cover test driving of customer vehicles for trade-ins. This next slide goes over the auto dealer's E&O coverage options. The first 3 bullet points are the most common E&O coverages selected, since an insurance agent is not typically employed by a dealership. If you are not familiar with these coverages, Jacob will be sending a copy of this webinar, so feel free to read through the definitions and contact me with any questions. False pretense coverage may be another coverage you are not familiar with. This is when someone made your client part ways with the vehicle by ways of trickery or scheme. We had an insured that received a fraudulent money order at time of purchase. The insured had no idea the money order was fraudulent until the bank declined it, and by that time the buyer was long gone. It is an inexpensive coverage, usually costing around $75, so it's worth talking to your client and adding on. Please note the dealership must accompany a customer on all test drives in order to be eligible for this coverage. Once we are able to bind coverage for a garage risk, an inspection may be needed, which brings us to this garage loss control slide. Here's a list of the most common loss control items we see. Slip and fall hazards due to cracks in the parking lot and oil spills, fire extinguishers not annually serviced and tagged, soil rags not disposed of in metal containers with a lid, no smoking and employee-only signs not posted, as well as a few others. Please discuss these items with the insured so they are aware of the insurance company's expectations. The last thing you want is to send a list of loss control items to the insured and face policy cancellation if the insured does not comply with the loss control. So from today's webinar, I hope you understand what questions to ask for the different types of garage exposures you are trying to insure, what coverages they need to be insured properly, and how to utilize the garage application to gather the necessary information needed to get a quote. And now would be a great time to toss in any questions you have in that chat box before we come to a close.
All right, thank you, Teresa. As Teresa mentioned, yeah, if anyone has any questions that weren't answered during the webinar, definitely use this time now to chat them in so she can answer them before we sign off. And then after we do sign off, I definitely encourage you all to browse our website. We have tons of tools for you to use, marketing materials, proposal templates, applications, online quoting options, and a ton of recorded webinars on different lines of business and coverages. So don't hesitate to reach out to Teresa after the webinar. And if you have any completed applications on file, you can start sending them over to the submissions email that you see on screen. Let's see, I don't see, okay. We do have a couple questions coming in, Teresa.
Okay.
So, someone asked about towing or tow truck risks. Can we help with that?
Yeah, so the only time we would be looking at insuring any towing exposure would be if it's in conjunction with an auto repair risk. So let's say your client has an auto repair business, their client needs a tow to their auto repair shop, then it'd be something we can talk about. But if they're a for-hire towing company, like they work for AAA, then we would not be interested in that type of risk. And depending on the state, we are able to consider offering scheduled auto coverage for a tow truck, but again, only if it's if they're only towing to the auto repair shop, not for hire towing.
All right, so we have another question. They asked, what if we don't have a repair shop, but the insured is still handling other people's vehicles?
I would need to know why he has other people's vehicles Is he
what the business is about.
what is he storing these autos for somebody? If he is, then yeah, we would definitely want to, we can definitely look at that. We can do storage lots. Um, but yeah, we need to know what type of business it is, why he's hanging on to other people's autos.
They said surveillance setups or safety features added to new cars.
So then he is adding on some sort of accessory onto these vehicles. So depending on what that is, if it's something like a breathalyzer, um, then no. But any type of um, if it's some off the wall type of thing that's being installed on a vehicle, then I could definitely submit it to my carriers for review. If he's doing if he's installing sirens or something like that, it would be a submit to the carrier.
Got it. Another person asked, what if they have race cars?
No, no race cars, unfortunately. That's going to be a prohibit with my carriers.
Got it. Someone else asked, how about a mobile diesel repair business that does not take possession of vehicles?
Was that a mobile detail? Is that what you said?
Diesel repair, I
Oh,
believe.
mobile diesel
Mobile
repair.
semis and trailer repair.
Yeah, we can do the trailer repair. We can do diesel trucks would be the heavy truck repair.
Mhm.
But did you say that they did not take possession of the vehicle?
Correct.
So are parts being removed from the heavy truck and sent to the client? I'm not sure how he wouldn't be in possession of the vehicle.
He said roadside and on-site repair.
Okay, so he's going to have the vehicle with him. So yeah, we can offer just garage liability if they don't want to cover the client's vehicle. That's totally fine. We can just offer garage liability, and we can look at doing roadside repair. Our carriers, excuse me, do have a um, criteria in regards to roadside heavy truck repair and how much tire repair work is being done. I believe they limit it to 40 to 50% of their business operations.
Got it. All right. I think that's all the questions. If you guys have anything else, obviously reach out to Teresa. Her information is on the screen there. You can email or call her. Yeah, be sure to stay on so you can complete the survey once we log off here in a second, and you guys can help us make these webinars better in the future. So that'll do it for today's webinar. We appreciate you all joining us, and we look forward to doing business with you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Bye-bye.